We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 7.12.4 by His Divine Grace K.C. Ram Swami Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Mekala Vajina Vasangsi Jata Danda Kamandulu Vibriya Upavitam Cha Darba Panir Yatoditam Mekala Jina Vasangsi Danda Kamandalu Vibriyadupavitang cha Darbapari yatoditam Mekarajina vasangsi Danda Kamandalu Vibriyadupavitang cha Parir yatoditam Mekala jinavasangsi Yata danda kamandulu Vibriyadupavitang cha Darbapanir yatoditam Mekala jinavasangsi Danda Kamandalu Vibriyarupavitang cha Adapanya yatoditam Mekala jinavasangsi Danda Kamandalu Vibriyarupavitang cha Vibriyarupavitang cha Darbapani yatoditam Mekala belt made of straw Ajina vasangsi garments made of deerskin Jata bunch of hair Dandaha rod Kamandulu as well as the water pot known as Kamandulu. Vibriya. The brahmachari should carry regularly. Upavitang cha. As well as the sacred thread. Darbhapani. Taking in hand purified kusha. Yatoditam. As they are recommended in the Shastras. Translation. The brahmachari should carry in the hand pure kusha grass, dressing himself regularly with a belt of straw, a deerskin garment, a bunch of hair, a staff, and water pot, as well as the sacred thread.
Mekhala jinavasangsi yatadanda kamandalam Vibriya upavitam cha dharmapani jasoditam. The description of brahmachari is going on. Here the dress should be as simple as possible. So the jina means deer skin. That is very essential because formerly the brahmacharis used to go to Guru Griha. In those days, the Guru Griha was not palatial building. Now, if you haven't got palatial building, nobody will come the different states. But actually, brahmachari, the guru also, they were living in the forest, and brahmachari used to go to the guru griha. The deer skin in the forest is very essential. That's why if we take some blankets, we can spread anywhere and sit down. Deer skin, it is said that if you have got deer skin, you can sleep in the jungle, the snake will not touch you. That is the drabbagun, the special effect of deer skin. Either tiger skin or deer skin, if you sit down, if you sleep, the snake will not touch. This is also very scientific. Therefore, because the brahmacharis used to live in the jungle, it was essential. But on the whole, the shortcut is recommended. Not that gorgeous dress, very nice, very straight, as far as possible. Javatat, whatever is absolutely necessary, that is Vedic civilization. Vedic civilization does not recommend that artificially you increase your necessities life, and there is so much trouble. It's like nowadays in your country, the machine is there in every respect, even for saving your cheap requirements. So, this increasing the artificial necessities of life is possible when there is no higher thought. After all, we are thoughtful. We have got better consciousness in the human form of life than the animals. Our consciousness is developed. But because in this age, material world, we have no spiritual ideas. So whatever power we have got in thinking, we are trying to increase artificially material wealth. The idle brain is a devil's one. So, this is called anartha. Anartha means things which are not wanted. This is the distinction between East and West. If I can lie down, the Eastern civilization is that if I can lie down on the floor, where is the necessity of a bedstead or a cot? There is not. If I can lie down, resting my head on the arm, why there is necessity of pillow? If I can drink water with my palms like this, what is the use of any water pot? Minimize. Spiritual life does not mean artificially increasing necessities. Nidra, ahara, viharata, even the most important necessities of life, ahara, everyone has to eat something. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maitunancha, these are bodily necessities. Eating, sleeping, sex, and taking precaution from danger. These are bodily necessities. But spiritual advancement means, as Rupa Goswami and other Goswami showed as example, they conquer the world. Nidra, ahara, viharatadi, vidito. To conquer over sleeping, to conquer over eating, to conquer over sex, and to conquer over fearing. Fearing, we are afraid because we are thinking I am this body. Bhayam ditiyadi nibishatasya. The question of fear comes. just like this body, there is some danger. Why you are fearful? Because I am thinking I am this body. Dvitiya Vinivesana. I am soul, every one of us, spirit soul, Krishna spirit soul. So, even after the destruction of body, I do not die. Na hannati hannamani sarire. But this realization we are lacking. Therefore, when there is some danger about my body, I become fearful. This is Dvitiya. But that does not mean unnecessarily we are exposed to danger. No. But we must have this consciousness that this body is temporary, even if it is destroyed, I am not going to die. But if Krishna likes to be destroyed, let it be done so. Where is the question of fear? That does not mean I not take any precaution. I must take precaution. But I shall not be overwhelmed, just shanta buddhi. If I think, just like in car, there are some little accidents the other day. So, although there are accidents, we do not care, because we know that because there is some accident, then we are lost. No? So, the more we become spiritually advanced, these things coming. Nidrahara vihara kali. Those who are accustomed to material habit, at the time of drinking tea, if he does not get a cup of tea, he becomes mad after it, because too much material enjoy. But you have given up. You know that without drinking tea, I am not going to die. Why should I be unnecessarily take all these things? This is spiritual life. Spiritual life does not mean go on increasing your material necessity and you become spiritual. No, the minimum. Javalatha prayer, as much as required. We shall talk very measured things. That is spiritual life. So brahmachari is taught. From the very beginning, he is taught to shortcut the necessities of life. Shortcut. Yes. Mekhala jina basansi jata ganda kamandali. Jata means the bunch of hair. But you should not take care of the hair. Then automatically it will become jata. If you apply very nice coconut oil and with comb, you dress very nicely, then there will be no jata. The jata means don't care of your hair. If you want to keep hair at all, first of all, there is no question of caretaking if you become clean shaved. There are two processes. The brahmachari, either he is clean shaved or he keeps his hair without any taking care. That is two process. Jata, command. Not that I shall keep my hair. Now in the Kali Yuga, the hair is very valuable. Life and soul. I have seen some of our disciples, action is out of this camp immediately here. Immediately. I have seen so many. When you are within the camp, very advanced support, but as soon as he is one day after, he keeps it. Immediately. His so tendency is. Because in this age, it is understood that if you can keep hair, bunch of hair, not very nice, but simply hair will make it beautiful. Lavandam Ketulam, although he has no lavanda, he has no beauty, still he thinks I have become very beautiful by keeping hair. So, this should be avoided. And these days, of course, this is jata is not possible. If you keep jata, then when you go on the street for begging alms for Guru, then perhaps you will be chased by so many animals. So it is better to remain clean, safe. It has no botheration, no taking care of the hair, no oil required. So, jata kamandalam vibriyat. Vibriyat upavita. But the sacred thread must be sacred thread. That is the sign that this person has approached Guru. The sacred thread is the indication that he is twice born. First of all, he was born by the father and mother. Now he has approached Guru, and Guru gives him initiation and sacred thread. That means he is under the care of Guru. That is required. Acharyavan Purusha Veda. Unless one takes shelter of Acharya, he is careless, but not careless. He is not taken care of. He is vagabond. If one does not take shelter of Acharya, then he is a vagabond. Therefore, in India, we see so many vagabonds. No employment, no caretaker, loitering in the street, playing at noontime, no engagement. This is the defect because we have lost our own culture. Although this culture, brahmachari, grihastha, bhanaprastha, sannyasi, is the Indian culture. Unfortunately, we have given up. Varnashram dharma, varna 4 varnas and 4 ashramas, but simply giving up. Namo Brahman, Namo Kshatriya, Namo Vaishya, Namo Sudra, less than Sudra, Panchama. Less than Sudra means Chandala. Kirata Hunam, the Tulinda Pukkasa, there are so many divisions of Chandala. Panchama, they are called Panchama. So, the whole thing is topsy-turvy. Giving up our own culture and imitating the foreigners and Western countries, that also we cannot do very properly because we are meant for different purpose. And in India, one who has taken birth in India, it is understood that in his previous birth he tried to cultivate spiritual culture. Therefore, he has been given the opportunity to take birth in India. India is so far. But as soon as he takes birth, the rascal leader spoils him. The rascal father spoils him. The rascal teacher spoils him. So what can they do? The poor they have been taught that the spiritual culture is useless because we are so much spiritually inclined. The foreigners came and they rule over us. Now give up all this nonsense, become technologies. This is going on. So, this is not meta. This is a fact that punachar vitacharmana. There is no meaning of giving up spiritual cultivation and taking to or imitating something. This is called anartha. Anartha means unnecessarily very blind. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is meant for guiding us. Anartha avasamam saksa bhakti yogam madhukti. These rascals, they have forgotten their own culture. They have accepted so many anarthas, unwanted things. Take for example drinking wine. Is it very necessary thing? But drinking tea, is it very necessary? Smoking bidi, these are artificial. At the cost of bidi smokers, many millionaires are there in India. And in your country also, at the cost of the smokers, many millions. At the cost of the meat eaters, there are many, many rich men. So, the society is creating unnecessarily entanglement on earth. So, the Bhagavad culture, Bhagavad Dharma, which we are trying to spread, Krishna consciousness, it is the only remedy for curbing down this unnecessary so-called civilization. Anartha upasamam sāsā bhakti yogam madhukkhavi. This thing, practically everyone can see that you Western boys and girls, so many anarthas you practice, but as soon as you come to bhakti yoga, everything is finished. So this is a fact. Anartha upasamam sāsā bhakti yogam madhukkhavi. If you take to bhakti yoga, immediately anarthas, unwanted things, finish. Lokasya jnana. They are trying to minimize the anarthas. In your country, no, the government is spending millions of dollars to stop this LSD habit. The government has admitted that we are spending so much money, but when these boys come to Krishna consciousness, immediately it is practical. The government has failed to stop this intoxication habit, LSD, spending millions of dollars, but by the grace of Krishna, the same hippie, the same LSD man, as soon as it comes to Krishna consciousness, he becomes completely free. Upasamam sāsā, bhakti yogam madhukkhavi. So, if you want to be peaceful, happy, you have to again bring the Vedic culture, simple life and high thinking. That is one. If you introduce more and more anarthas, unwanted things, how we can be happy? We have to minimize even whatever we absolutely require. Absolutely required. Ahara nidra bhaya. It has to be cut. That is civilization, not that increasing. This is the misguiding civilization. Andhadakhan bhai rupaniyama. This is a civilization where a blind man is guiding and few others and many others blind. So what is this? The leader, he is a rascal, he does not know what is the aim of life, and he has become leader. So many songs. When I was talking with Professor Patowski, I asked him this question, that after all you are required, you are in need of a leader. So you are being led by your Lenin philosophy, and we are being led by Krishna philosophy. So what is the difference in the procedure? You require a leader, we require a leader. That is the wanted. Without leader you cannot go. But if you select a bad leader, blind leader, then you remain blind. The power of Krishna consciousness movement is that you have to accept one leader. That you cannot avoid. Either you become communist or capitalist or this or that. You have to accept one leader. So take the best, first class, perfect leader, Krishna. Then you will be happy. Otherwise it is not possible. Anartha upasamam sāsā bhakti yogam madhukkhavi lokasya ajnanatah. These rascals, they do not know how to accept leader. Vidyān chakre sāsvata samhita. Therefore back there is the most learned person, Vidya. He has prepared the Srimad Bhagavatam, Amalam Purana. So if you read Nityanga Bhagavata Seva, daily, so we are making so much effort, we are building nice buildings. So you come and hear Bhagavatam, discuss Bhagavatam, then you'll be happy. Otherwise, if you want to go to hell, Samadaram Jositam Sanvisangam. If you simply associate with the devotees, Jositam Sangam, Jositam Sangam, those are too much fond of women. They are called Joshi Sangi. They are called Josita. So not only to become, it is condemned too much being attached to woman. If one is too much attached to woman, if you make association with him, then you are also condemned. Kavaddaram Jositan Sangi. Mahasevadaram Mahudvimukte. If you want to be released from this unearthous, unwanted thing, to become clean, Sattva Suddhi, it is called Sattva Suddhi. Tapo Dibbang Putrakadena Suddhi Sattva. You do not understand that we are in Asuddha Sattva. Our existence is impure. Therefore, although I am eternal, although I am living entity, Nitya Sasasayam, still I have to suffer this consequence, birth, death, old age and disease. There is no braining. In Bhagavad Gita it says, Na hannate hannavane sarire. After annihilation of this body, the soul is never destroyed. Then why am I suffering this destruction? Death. The whole problem is death. But they do not care. They have become so rascals and fools. They do not know what is the problem. The real problem is stop your death, repetition of birth, death, old age and disease. They don't care. That's an animal. The animal, they do not care. But the human form, if they do not care like that, they're animal. So this is civilization. How one should be conscious about his self, why he is put into this tribulation, ki ami keno more jate tapasya. This question should be there. Then answers are there. Then our life is successful. That is perfection of civilization. Not this nonsense civilization, keep everyone in darkness and eat things, marry and enjoy and go to hell like that. This is not civilization. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So very beautiful lecture. I was thinking what Prabhupada is going to explain about Jata and Kamandala. Huh? Really? It was not Prabhupada? They should put it. You should put the screen also. Oh, I was reading, so I did not notice. Correct. You can put it over on the screen next time. So here, Prabhupada, it's a verse 7.12.4. So, saying about Brahmachari should carry in the hand pure kusha grass, dressing himself regularly with a belt of straw, deerskin garment, bunch of hair, a staff, a water pot, as well as the sacred thread. So, he says that Brahmachari is actually Guru Graha. No? So, what does Prabhupada explains about Guru Graha? What should be the nature of Guru Graha and what would happen and like that? And why this verse he is talking about Brahmachari should carry in the hand pure kusha grass, dressing himself regularly with a belt of straw, deerskin garment. What is this epitomizes? Vivo! The simplicity, correct. Simplicity. It's all simplicity. What? Huh? And what is this Guru Graha actually? What Prabhupada explains? What is how the Guru Graha is like?
Guru Graha means earlier the ashram of the Guru would be in the forest, So all the disciples and Guru himself would live in the forest. So in the forest there are wild animals, and to protect from them, the brahmachari should would wear deer skin or tiger skin. So if deer skin is there, one is sitting or sleeping with the deer skin, then the snake would not come near, and so that would be the like protection.
Yeah, correct. So what is what in previous said what Guru Graha would not do like?
Palatial
Today's context what happens?
palatial homes.
Now Prabhupada said,
If palatial homes, no one will come.
Hare Krishna. So yes, this Guru Graha explains. So deer skin, actually I did not, this is logical. So how to apply that principle? That deer skin, snake would not come. So now then anyway no snakes are not coming. So Brahmachari need not have deer skin, but he can have simple clothing. That's what Prabhupada says. Who will come? Tiger will come. I don't know. Tiger के लिए क्या fire रखते होंगे शायद. When we keeping fire. Anyway, and faith in Krishna should be there. That is most important. That is Brahmachari should have. Okay. Then he says, yeah, so not like you have a George's dress, very nice bedstead. No. No, so it should be very simple. No. Simple means like if there is a place, just spread your blanket. So they would spread the deer skin. That's all they do. So artificially, so yavad artha, what is absolute necessity, that much only should be taken. Then artificially you increase your necessities of life, then there is so much trouble, he says. So what Prabhupada says about modern life, that even for shaving your cheek also you have machines, and so this artificial necessities of life is possible when there is no higher thought, like that. I should have asked this question. So after we are, so how it happens that if you utilize this, and then if you don't utilize, what happens in that same context? I mean, Papa was saying that there is no higher thought. That's why so many artificial necessities of life. So in that context, he said something like that. So that power to think is there.
Solid by increasing the material necessities, but that actually means
Power of thought, like how people are utilizing the thoughts now, and what actually the thought should be utilized for.
Thoughts are utilized for increasing the material necessities, but they should be utilized for increasing God consciousness.
Haribo! So actually, he says that so much then they put their thought on increasing the artificial material way of life. It's because ideal brain is devil workshop. So this so much of thought, power of thought is there. So that should be utilized for getting better and better consciousness should be developed. So we should utilize it for Krishna consciousness, but they are doing it for better life. So actually, I would think like this. In America, so much, like they keep their body tip top, everything, very, very, like for nails also they have some kind of thing to polish it. Something they will put it. When the texture, this front tip also. No, I see here sometimes they tease also. So many things. For dog also they put, they shave the the legs of the dog and put some kind of, it looks like he's wearing something, but actually his hair, the dog's hair only, they cut it in a different way. And the hair they will cut different ways, different kinds of dress, And for everything they have some lotions, and everything they have the vitamins, so many things they keep. Tip top, ekdam. And if you see the systems are also so pakka, neat and so many things, right? So material life, they put all their thoughts, everything perfect. Yesterday I was saying, so much snow is falling everywhere, but still they don't find any trouble. In India, one storm comes, so electricity gul, water gul, so many problems. But here nothing happens, everything is intact. Nothing, what kind of perfection they have. because all their mental thought they put for this only. But India, usually people are not so careful about, not care, so don't care so much. Okay, light is not there, no problem. After 1 week we will see. But they continue with their Krishna consciousness. Yeah, that's how it is. So it did not require so much, because spiritual life is simple. So much of dependency is there on systems and this and that, and so much they put their thought on this. So how it is like that. Then he says, what is the difference between East and West? What is the difference between East and West? So he says Eastern civilization that if I can lie down on the floor, where the necessity of bed is strong. If I have arm, then where the necessity of pillow. If I have palms, then where the necessity of water bottle. So spiritual life does not mean artificially increasing the necessity of life. So Eastern civilization was simple that way. So he gives the example of Goswamis. And then he says that about fearing, he says one more thing, that so Goswamis, they conquer the sleeping, eating, sex life and fearing. And then Prabhupada says why the fearing is there. For fearing he gave like big explanation about fearing. And quoted one verse also. Why this fear?
Body consciousness.
Yeah. Because we think that we are body, that's why. And bhayam dvitiya viniveshatasya. Because when you think your body, then you also develop fear like that. Hari Bol. And then he says, the body is temporary, it is destroyed. So what is the question of fear? So Prabhupada gives the example, there is accident, but we know that we are not lost, So only car got some kind of trouble like that. So we don't die, Then Prabhupada says that, but we should take care of the body, but how much? What is required? Means it's not like we neglect the body, but we take precaution. But at the same time, we are not overwhelmed. We are not overwhelmed by the body protection like that. So if Krishna wants you to die, we will die, no problem. That way he says. But it doesn't mean we don't take care, we take precaution. So Prabhupada says that because people are so much into this bodily consciousness, and so that's why they are so much into material habit, So, and they become mad after it. They become too much inclined. So Prabhupada gives some example that how people think, they become too materially inclined. Tell me what?
They will not get tea, they become mad.
They
Become mad.
but they will die. If I don't get tea, I am going to die. This is how they think. Very well. Yeah, so spiritual life does not mean go on increasing your material necessity and become spiritual. No, minimize. Then it was we should talk major things. In spiritual life, so brahmacharis taught that, shortcut, taught to shortcut the necessities of life, shortcut, like he says. And what about jata? Prabhupada says two kinds of things can happen in brahmachari. What is the principle of having jata? Prabhupada says that there's so much nowadays trying to have hair. The people like to have hair, So hair on them. Because that's what they consider to be beauty. Even if they don't have any beauty, they think that if the hair is there, I'm beautiful. They think like that. So the principle is that don't care for the hair. So jata is not good because when you go then people will chase you away or animals will chase you away. Prabhupada says that clean shave, that is better. No botheration of hair. Haribo! Then he says sacred thread. What about sacred thread, he says? And then he explains about the whole civilization, about sacred thread, why important. What is the sacred thread point was it?
Means that person has like surrendered to Guru.
Correct. And this is called twice born. And if they are not surrendered to Guru, not twice born, then what they remain?
What they?
Remain when they are not surrendered to Guru.
Not sure.
What is Vagabond. What does it mean? Anything they do, anytime, anywhere they will road, something, anything. No engagement, the plate, noon time, loitering in the street, no employment, no caretaker. They go vagabond. So they can see also, even though they may be studying in all these colleges, they're like a vagabond only. Because anything they eat, anything they sleep, anywhere they sleep there. So all like a vagabond only, no culture, nothing. So there is no culture, there is no varna, no ashrama, because they give up everything. So this is how Kali Yuga situation is. So whole thing is topsy-turvy. We have given our own culture, imitating the foreigners. But India is meant for what? So this is Indian culture. Varnashrama dharma is Indian culture, right? India, it was followed. So what is this? Why? So Indians are imitating foreigners, but they cannot do. They have another purpose actually. That's why they're not able to properly imitate also. So what Indians are meant for?
They have this special birth. Whoever is taken birth in Indian and they have some special.
Correct. They have tried to cultivate spiritual life in previous life. Huh?
Yeah, so now they got the birth in this land, but now their caretakers are they think that okay, India has suffered because of this special culture, so let's abandon all this and just focus on material life. So that was a rascal. Many people.
Rascal father, rascal teacher. Rascal father, rascal teacher, all them, they're spoiling. Because they're not telling about Krishna consciousness. Any father who is giving them Krishna consciousness is good. But Prabhupada means that they're spoiling. So Indians are meant for spiritual culture. Janma sarthak kari, karo paropkar. It is meant for that. So Indians, that's why Indians are fortunate, but now they're spoiling. That's what Prabhupada is saying that. Haribo! Then he says, so anartha, the people are getting into so much of anartha. So he is saying that punash charvita charana. There is no meaning to give up spiritual cultivation and taking or imitating something. It's called anartha. So they are increasing the anartha now. So he says they have forgotten their own culture. Now drinking tea, BD, meat eaters, all these things have increased so much. So much of entanglement, anartha is going on. So Bhagavad Dharma, which we are trying to spread Krishna consciousness, is the only remedy for curbing down this unnecessary so-called civilization. That's why this verse is there. What is the verse? Anartha upashamam shakchat bhakti yogam adokshaje. Harivo. So practically everyone can see that Western boys and girls, so many anarthas we practice. But as soon as they come to bhakti yoga, everything is finished that way. So they are trying to minimize anarthas. So there are so many millions of dollars they are spending to stop LSD, this and that, but they are not able to. But when they come to Krishna consciousness, immediately they stop. So anartha upashamam shakchat. It's practical. So government has failed, but same hippie now he has become Krishna conscious and becomes completely clean. So Prabhupada says if you want to be peaceful and happy, then what you have to again bring? Haribo! Yes, simple life and high thinking. That is wanted. You introduce more and more anarthas, only unwanted things, how can you be happy? So then Prabhupada says one more thing. He says, even the absolute thing also, absolute thing what we require also, that also has to be curtailed. That also has to be curtailed. So you're studying like, ahar, nidra, bhayam, that also has to be curtailed. Absolute things also has to be curtailed. So this blind civilization, blind reading of blind will not help. So what Prabhupada says about in terms of leader? Who accepts a leader in this world? Who needs leader? In this world, who is needing leader? But what leader they are choosing? So many leaders they are choosing. Everybody is choosing a leader. Communists are choosing a leader. Capitalists are choosing a leader. So one leader, that leader, so many leaders. But what leader we should choose? Which leader? What leader should be? Huh? I don't know the exact answer. Krishna conscious leader. Haribo! So only Krishna conscious leader, then you will be happy. That's why Krishna conscious leader is required. So then he says, otherwise what happens? You go to hell, when you don't have Krishna conscious leader, because blind leads another blind to hell actually. So here is saying that Vyasdev is most learned, Vidwan. He is prepared Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is Amal Puran. If you read Bhagavatam, then, so Prabhupada says very nice example, very nice thing. We have made this nice building, we have taken so much effort for what? Made this nice building, we have taken so much effort for what? In context to Bhagavatam. Hari bol. To come here, attain Bhagavatam, come and hear Bhagavatam, discuss Bhagavatam like we are discussing. Discuss Bhagavatam. Then you'll be happy. Otherwise, you want to go to hell. Hari bol. And then he says, if you don't do that, if you don't come to temple, don't hear Bhagavatam, and then if you associate with, then what we should associate with then? Then what people are generally attached to? Women. Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. If they don't become Bhagavad Sangi, then they will become simply attached to women, and then they will lose all their good quality. They become impure. No? So then they suffer birth, old age, disease, and death. All that will happen. So, but the soul is never destroyed. The real problem is that birth, old age, that has to be stopped. No? But they don't care. Just like animals. So how? So he says. So the question. So how one should be conscious about himself is put into tribulation. That we should ask. This is civilization. This question should be there. Then answers are there. Then our life is successful. That is perfect civilization. Not this nonsense civilization. Keep everyone in darkness and eat, drink, be merry, and enjoy, and go to hell like cats and dogs. This is not civilization. Thank you very much. Hari Bol. Jaya Prabhupada. We just miss it. We think that I have this, I have that. But if you just attend this one lecture, you can 1 month you can do such house. At least. You can such house our life also. Correct? It's so powerful, so loaded. So many things becomes clear just by one lecture.
Where's the mic? Where's the mic?
उधर स्पीकर पे ना स्पीकर पे
Oh.
आपके लगा है
No.
हाँ
अंदर
हाँ उधर ही लगाते हैं उधर ही आ जाएगा